Rumors are that allegedly Kandi and Shamea may be in a secret war with one another. What's going on? Well, I have some new information that may answer all of those questions and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified, so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. Alright, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about, and it centers around rumors that allegedly Kandi and Shamea are at war with one another. What's going on? Well, I have some new information that may answer all of those questions and more, and here it goes. Fans have pointed out to what seems like a new development in Kandi and Shamea's friendship. One source explained, things seem to be odd between the two. Kandi and Shamea have pretty much always seen eye to eye on a lot of drama in their friend group. Also, Kandi and Shamea have always seemed to be the most supportive of each other than most of their non-industry friends. So, this new rumor seems odd. However, Shamea's recent actions does paint a different picture, ended the source. The source continued, when it comes to friendships, Shamea and Kandi are the most loyal. So, something major must have happened behind the scenes between the two. And fans agree. Shamea's recent actions toward Kandi caught many of their fans off guard and by surprise. So, what did Shamea do to put her and Kandi at odds with one another? Well, sources point out Shamea's recent actions during her interview with Carlos King on her team's radio show seemed shady towards Kandi. But how? One industry insider said, it looks like Shamea may have fed her co-host the shady questions to ask Carlos regarding his beef with Kandi. Allegedly, Shamea may have fed her co-host some behind-the-scenes info on the feud that could have potentially contradicted what Kandi may have said publicly. However, said the source, Kandi's saving grace was that it appeared that Shamea's co-host didn't take the bait and refused to press Carlos any further with the alleged information he had on the situation. Many fans point out Shamea's co-host's close professional respect for Kandi as a reason why he backed down from adding more fuel to the fire. Fans believe that if anything had gone different in the interview, Shamea probably would have used the situation to clout chase for her professional advantage. Other fans feel that this rumor is being blown out of proportion and that Shamea was actually harmless throughout the entire interview. However, there is where one industry insider disagrees. They said, Shamea is smart and knows exactly what she is doing. Whether she was trying to allegedly indirectly shade Kandi or protect Kandi, everything was or would have been done for her benefit. Now, kinfolk, this is some new information that I got this week regarding Kandi and Shamea and their friendship. And I must say, there are some elements of this rumor that I do find surprising, not so surprising, and probably actually factual. So, just to run through this rumor real quick, the first thing that I actually know to be true about this rumor, and particularly about Shamea, is this. Shamea is very smart. She is a very smart person, and I think we can all tell that by the way that she, used Portia. A lot of people called her Portia's lapdog or Portia's friend through thick and thin, and someone who protected Portia even when she was in the dead wrong. But however, if you look at Shamea's professional life, she has used all that loyalty to her advantage. Now she's on her own radio show. She's doing a lot of things with the Atlanta Hawks, and she is really carving up a name for herself in the industry in Atlanta and beyond. So most people say that she was using Portia, but in my opinion, I think she was more so taking advantage of the situation that she was presented and the opportunity that she was presented with being in front of the camera on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So with that being said, I don't think that Shamea is above not necessarily using her friends, but using situations that her friends may be in for her own benefit. Now, as it pertains to this rumor, this is a big rumor and a big feud that has been going on between Kandi and Carlos for quite some time. And whenever it's brought up, it gets a lot of attention. So it only would make sense that if that's the case and one of the people in this feud is your friend, then it seems like you probably will use or could use all the attention that their feud is bringing to your friend group as a way for you to catapult yourself in your professional career, especially when your professional career aligns with what is going on. And what that means is entertainment. All this is entertainment news. All this is entertainment information. So with Shamea being in the center of that, yeah, it would only make sense that, if you are to believe this rumor, that, she would use it to her benefit. Now, kinfolk, is another part of this rumor that I also do find not so surprising, if true, just based off what people behind the scenes have told me about Shamea as a person. And it's this. Shamea probably wanted her co-host to stir the pot so that she could probably get an exclusive from Kandi. I don't know if you guys ever realized this, but a lot of sources and a lot of fans have pointed out that, the reason why Shamea was always in front of the cameras of Real Housewives of Atlanta and always a part of the friend group, whether Portia was on camera or not, or whether Portia was on the show or not, is because secretly Shamea is a really good producer or narrative producer on the show. People behind the scenes said that she is a silent assassin when it comes to stirring up drama and keeping drama narratives going. She's really good at answering the right questions. She's really good at, from what my sources are saying, really good at figuring out what makes people tick and then kind of putting them in environments or situations with other people who their personalities would probably clash with the most. From what my sources are telling me, a lot of the drama between Portia and Cynthia during that season that had their falling out was allegedly stirred up behind the scenes by Shamea. Now, I don't think that's anything negative if you are to believe that rumor, simply because she's on a reality TV show. And as a friend of the show, that's probably what she was required to do. So it's not hard to believe that, or hard to think that Shamea probably was trying to stir the pot a little bit with Kandi and with Carlos' drama, and probably using her co-host as the vehicle to do so in order to put herself in the middle of it and use it for her professional advantage. I mean, it just doesn't seem so odd to believe. But however, kinfolk, there is another part of this rumor that fans have noticed that when it was brought to my attention, I was like, you know what? I could see how this rumor could possibly be true. And it's this. During the video of the interview between Carlos King and Shamea and her co-host, fans pointed out that throughout the entire interview, Shamea was giving her co-host these very shady looks. And it seems as if the looks were kind of like signals to a certain extent, trying to get her co-host or trying to coerce her co-host to either take the interview in a different direction or ask this question or ask that question. And a lot of her facial features and facial expressions were freeze frame during very important times in the interview when her co-host was trying to get Carlos to elaborate some more on what is going on. And so when Carlos will present an answer, even as vague as it may have sounded, it does seem like when fans started freeze framing Shamea's face, it looks like she was trying to give facial signals to her co-host by saying, okay, that's not accurate. ask him this question off this information that I gave you, or okay, now ask him that question. And you know how you give your friends a look when you all out and you're trying to like interrogate somebody or trying to get information out of somebody, and you kind of got in your plan together before you met up with them. It kind of comes off as if that is what Shamea was trying to do with her co-host. It's like give him certain looks during certain parts of the interview to try to steer the direction of the interview in a way that probably could be most beneficial to her or beneficial to Kandi and helping to clear Kandi's name. Now, kinfolk, a lot of fans also said that it was very apparent that Shamea was being very shady to Kandi, who's supposed to be her friend, in a different way. And the way that the fans have said that she was kind of shading Kandi is by doing this. A lot of fans pointed out that throughout the entire interview, Shamea was very uncharacteristically quiet. I mean, she talked, but she wasn't doing like that hardcore investigative, asking those hardcore investigative questions and hammering in and chiming in when she needed to, or when fans thought she should have been doing so. And so a lot of fans felt that allowing Carlos to really speak his piece and not interjecting with certain information that she probably is privy to seems as if she was just hanging Kandi out to dry. Now, I don't necessarily see it that way. The way I see it is that, you know, who knows what information, and if you are to believe the rumor, because right now it's all speculation and alleged information, but if you do believe that Shamea may have fed her co-host some behind the scenes information, we don't know what the information could have been. It could have been to exonerate Kandi, or it could have been to contradict Kandi. However, I think either way it goes, Shamea couldn't probably be too vocal during the situation because fans of the show probably thought she was taking a side. And they probably thought she was taking the side of her friend instead of allowing Carlos to speak his truth and giving him the benefit of doubt. So to keep things kind of neutral, I can see why Shamea was kind of uncharacteristically quiet throughout the interview. And it also goes back to what we talked about earlier, how those facial expressions that people are alleging that Shamea was making towards her co-host seems kind of plausible now. Because again, she can't come out forthright and with information that we're not privy to, that she knows behind the scenes, to defend her friend who is not there. Against someone who her friend has beef with. So I can understand why she could be characteristically unquiet during that interview. Now, kinfolk, the last part of, you know, this rumor that I find very interesting, and I think more so realistic, is this. I really do believe that, you know, Shamea probably did tell her co-host some information about what's going on behind the scenes between Kandi and Carlos. But honestly, I really do believe that any information she probably or could have shared with her co-host was probably to back Kandi up, was probably to vindicate Kandi. I don't think that necessarily anything or any information that she has that she's privy to about this situation is anything that is going to make Kandi look bad. Simply because she probably only has Kandi's side of the story. And of course, Kandi's side of the story is defending herself, her group mates, in their, you know, their biography and their life's work. And I'm pretty much sure Kandi would have not told Shamea anything that may have been incriminating, especially not something that she could use against Carlos. And it seems that anything, the information that she had that she might have wanted Tigger to, you know, allegedly bring up during the interview probably would have been to contradict Carlos and not necessarily Kandi. That, kinfolk, I think is the most plausible thing. But I want to know what you guys think. If y'all had a chance to watch the interview between Shamea, her co-host, and Carlos King, it's very interesting and a very good interview. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that this interview displays Shamea being or trying to be shady towards Kandi in any way? Or do you think the interview was very, you know, straightforward and honest and got to the point and it kind of exonerated both Kandi and Carlos King? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Alright, kinfolk, that's all I have for today. And if you enjoyed this video, as always, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys over on the next one. Peace.